JB here. Hope everyone's doing outstanding. February 6th, Thursday, 3:20. Really quick rant here. Talk quick about the market. Some names I'm looking at go from there. S&P is pretty much flat as a pancake right now. Uh, it's been choppy since the open in the green, and then at about 2:15, boom, a quick $3 dip on the SPY all the way down from 605.50 to 602.50, and then we've kind of been bouncing ever since. Uh, Yields are up a little bit, so not much, I guess. Nothing crazy considering the swings we had earlier in the week and then the low volume session yesterday. Uh, Amazon earnings after the close today, uh, and some other names, and then we have the January jobs report, which certainly going to be exciting tomorrow morning. So just hopefully that will come in line, or maybe just a tad cooler than expectations. I think that'll bode well heading into the weekend, pending any crazy headline-driven uh, market moves. If there's any kind of surprise that come out of left field, like last Friday when we got the tariff, the confirmation of the tariffs being started in February by the press secretary, that kind of put a ratchet in the markets in the afternoon on on option expiration day. That's no fun. Hopefully, there's no repeat tomorrow. So, really quick, some individual names, and I don't have all my charts up here for some reason. But first, I'll talk about Shopify. Shopify has been on just a meltdown ever since the open. Well, it's actually since like 11:15. But it ran up at the open all the way up. Did it hit 123? It hit exactly. I don't want to have my stuff up here. Yeah, it was right near 123 after the open, 122.75 or so. I was able to lock a couple more of my calls in for 500%, and then I just held on to a few runners. And sure enough, it's melted uh, since I closed them out. So just gonna hold. I mean, could be if Amazon reports a great earnings and good guidance. I think that just bodes well, and I think Shopify will head back over that 123 and that 125 target. If not, I mean, it's been a great trade the last 2 weeks. Lock some nice profits in and go from there. I don't know if I'll revisit for its earnings, but you take a look. I mean, that 120 broke and maybe blue sky breakout into the 130s. But I don't know how easier, well, how easy that will be to play considering its move recently. So that's Shopify. SSYS was just muddling around into the, I guess, early afternoon, and boom, just spiked up. It's been trading into the 1275, 1280 range pretty much up till right now. It's 1278 right now. My March 15s March 15s are now a double or close to it on the ask. I had them up at 30 cents, no fills yet. Still holding the 1250s as well. I think once it breaks 13, I'll get some June strikes. Just a great sign, up 37% plus now week to date, and there's it just doesn't show signs of selling, which it's a good thing. It looks like buyers are going to continue to come in, and it's almost like if that people start looking at some of these names, and SSOS is trades at a pretty inexpensive multiple, especially if it returns to growth. I mean, call me crazy, $20, I think, in the coming months. But I've said that before in SSYS, and sometimes it's had these moves, make some money on the calls. I go and add later strikes, and it fizzles. Hopefully, this is not the case this time. I also Align. So Align was on the watch list this week to play premium build into earnings. Couldn't find a decent risk reward strike, and the premiums didn't ramp into earnings yesterday. And then they reported earnings kind of mixed beat, but then guidance was a little under expectations. But it reversed the morning, or at least the lows from earnings, and then it was in the green before the open. And this is a name that's had some post earning smash ups, some big moves post earnings. So watching it, it was 225, 223, 226, and then the more I looked, the more I thought if this breaks 235, it's gonna be any of the strikes over 240 are going to be serious multi-baggers. So I went and grabbed some spec lottos on the 240s. Looked like it was going to break out to 228 or so. And then similar to, not at the same time as shop, but around 10:30, it was a 226. And then it just tumbled 226 all the way down to 212, 211. And it's kind of trying to bounce back here, but obviously going to need a huge move for the 240s. I don't know if I'll revisit tomorrow. We'll see. But again, it's had a history of some big moves post earnings. So if I can find some decent, inexpensive spec calls, don't be surprised I add some more there. That's a line. Why don't I have? Where's my SSY? My TDoc. Well, as a line was selling off, all of a sudden there's a big spike up in Teledoc, and I'm like, oh, was there some news, some catalyst? It turns out Citron Research, who usually takes a poop on some names I'm in. It says he's short, or like Roku or some of these other names back years ago. Uh, he's long. Teledoc comes out with a quick tweet with some saying it's a return to profitability, it's scale. Um, although all that makes it not only a buyout target, but a name that's going to rally hard. And it was 11, I think it was 10.98, 11.05 or so when that came out, and boom, within 45 minutes was up almost near $13. So I used the move to lock some of the calls I got in yesterday for 100%, and some of the calls I've been holding, the February 1250s, I was able to lock some of those in for 100%. I almost was able to lock some more in when it was up near 13, but I couldn't get a fill. And then sure enough, of course, hindsight, I should have locked more in, but I still think this heads higher. So, uh, similar to SSYS and its 14 handle, I think that's similar. I said 1225 on the watch list this morning and on the rant. So if it revisits that tomorrow, I think it's off to the races. I'm not going to add any more strikes because it's been volatile, but I think there's more profits to be locked in on Teledoc. That's that. Other names, I was looking at Arista Networks, and I almost got into some calls at the open. It was right 116, 117. I almost got some 120s, and then some of these other names just sold off just until about 20 minutes ago. Now it's starting to bounce. I don't know if I'll get some strikes into tomorrow, but maybe I'll look for some strikes for next week on Arista Networks. Same with DocuSign. Watching that one at the open, I'm like, wow, it was $99 after the open. It looked like it was going to break the $100 wall. Almost got some strikes there into next week, and then it just sold off. It was all the way down to 92.27 10 minutes ago. And similar to Arista Network starting to bounce, so it's $1 off the lows already. At some point, I look to get some DocuSign calls. And that's it, folks. I'll be back. Rock and roll.